أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
I wanted to ask, or I wanted to raise an issue in the country. We have had a revival again after 10 years ago with people like yourself being involved in da'wah, but we have an issue where most of the masajid do not have anything for new Muslims, and there is a lack of empowering them. Can you advise us in this regard? This is a very good question. I'm really glad somebody brought it up. I used to live in the UK long ago. I'm not going to say exactly how long, then you'll know I'm old. And one thing that I saw in the UK until today is that you had little migrant communities. There's a Bengali community, there's a Pakistani community, there's whatever, Turkish community. And in a way, it was really good because they kind of protected each other and they kind of reminded each other and built masajid. But in a way, it was really bad because it didn't intermix with a lot of the non-Muslims to be able to give them da'wah and be a good support for new Muslims. That has improved now. Like, it's not like that as much anymore. Now, I haven't been to a masjid and they were like, this is Bengali masjid. No, alhamdulillah, it's masjid, everybody. And alhamdulillah, even if a masjid may have the majority of a certain ethnicity, but it's not really based by that anymore. Wallah, maybe I haven't seen Turkish community masjid, rather, alhamdulillah, it's masjid, alhamdulillah, that's good. And I'm seeing a lot of faces of reverts, alhamdulillah, that's good. But this is something very important, especially in the United Kingdom, is to make sure that we don't make these masajid and Islamic organizations into cultural centers. It's not about cultures. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Pakistani, Indian, Afghani, Somali, Sudani, Finnish, you could even be French. But if you're Muslim, you're my brother. You are as much my brother than anybody from my ethnicity, if not more. If you're more pious, maybe you're closer to me. Because Islam doesn't go by race. Islam goes by the bond of Iman. Nuh alayhi salam, his son was drowning. And Allah told him, he's not from you. Salman al-Farisi, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about him that he's from Ahlul Bayt. It's Farisi, not even Arab. So, you have to remember that our bond of Iman is the strongest bond. And the people that revert to Islam, and I know that some of you here, so I'm going to give advice to both, because one we see also is they come with a lot of baggage. And they're like, I'm a revert, so you got to carry me on your shoulders, and I want all the best food, and you got to give me a wife right now, and maybe a second one next week, and if you don't, how dare you? Don't do that. And just because you're a revert doesn't mean you should be giving khutbah. Right? Relax. As a revert, you should come in with humbleness and understand that you are now a part of a big community, and that community will have issues, just like every other community. Like a family has issues. Not all your fingers on your hand are the same, right? Some are longer, some are shorter, so on. Not every Muslim is going to be the same, right? So be ready to be patient through that. You didn't become Muslim for the community. You became Muslim because you know it's the truth, for the sake of Allah, so be patient. And for the brothers who are dealing with reverts, understand that they have taken a big step, a huge sacrifice. Their families might be giving them trouble, their community might be giving them trouble. I have dealt with brothers whose families kicked them out, sisters who were made homeless just because they became Muslim. And we as a Muslim community have to be their family. We have to be their brothers and sisters. Just like if your own brother was homeless and how you would care for them, or your own sister was kicked out homeless, how you would care for her, you have to care for them. And we have programs in San Diego to support new Muslims, to keep up with them, to teach them tahara. And then those brothers that are in charge of that, they have meetings. They sit down, okay, how are the brothers that you're dealing with? How are the brothers you're dealing with? What problems are you facing? How is their learning of salah? How is their learning of wudu? And they work together. and we pool resources to help them. And this is something you must do in every masjid here. Every masjid should have a Revert support program, inshallah.
يطع الله والرسول فأولئك مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا.